European naval forces in full swing off the coast of Somalia. These Swedish forces are training intensively to repel pirate attacks. They form part of the EU NAVFOR Atalanta operation, a robust European Union operation to fight piracy in the Gulf of Aden. From this command ship, the Dutch frigate HUDSON, the patrols of the dozen warships and 4 maritime patrol aircraft operating under the European flag are coordinated. The Dutch frigate took over the command from the Spanish Numancia last August. Commodore Pieter BINDT from the Netherlands is now in charge.
As good as you did and build further.
It is absolutely surprising to me how fast the decision making has gone so far and how smooth the ships work together of these many nations, EU and non-EU.
Swift coordination is key to be able to intervene in case of pirate attacks like this one. This footage is provided by the Swedish Navy. It's from their first direct encounter with pirates in the Gulf of Aden. In this particular operation, 7 pirates are arrested shortly after they fired rocket-propelled grenades at a Greek ship. Since the start of the EU naval operation, 120 pirates have been arrested and about 100 attacks have been repelled. Most of the pirates are handed to authorities in the Kenyan port of Mombasa under an agreement between Kenya and the European Union. The European naval operation makes it possible for international merchant ships to sail safely through the Gulf of Aden. And, so far, none of the ships that bring food supplies to Somalia under the World Food Programme has been hijacked.
Well, I think between now and, say, the end of the year, over the 3 months, will be a big indicator on how successful the operation has been and whether we have made a lasting difference against piracy. I've never said that we would eliminate it. Piracy will run on. It's been there for centuries, and ships will sadly continue to get taken. But we work closely with the merchant community. We've worked with the shipping companies and the masters. We work very closely now with the World Food Programme, the aid agencies. We work closely with the other assets, military assets in the region, so that we can safeguard vulnerable ships, we can make sure the humanitarian aid gets up to Somalia, and we can deter and disrupt piracy wherever we can.
These maritime patrol aircraft are also at the disposal of the EU's first ever naval operation. They're based in Djibouti and the Seychelles and are capable of conducting long-range patrols. Piracy no longer is restricted to the Somali coastline and the Gulf of Aden, which makes this long-range capacity essential. The British town of Northwood, just outside London, is home to the on-land command centre of the European anti-piracy mission. From this centre, naval officers from different countries liaise directly with representatives of ship owners, some of whom are also present in the command centre. They also deal directly with representatives of other countries with Navy ships active in the area, such as the US, Japan and China.
In the operations headquarters, we actually have a number of civilian officers from the merchant community working together with naval officers, and that is perhaps the first time in history that such a setup is in place.
Very good to have you here with us.
As the High Representative of the European Union visits the Northwood Command Centre, he receives an update of the current situation. Afterwards, he says he is impressed with what he calls a complicated mission.
And I think we were the first to be there, and I think we continue to be the core of the force which is deployed there by many of the countries of the world. But the coordination is done by us. It's the first operation, maritime operation that we have done, and I think it's a great success, and that has been recognized by everybody.
The initial mandate for Operation Atalanta is due to expire at the end of the year, but foreign ministers have agreed an extension until the end of 2010. At the request of the Seychelles, the formal operating area for the European naval mission has also been extended to allow its ships to fight pirates not just in the Gulf of Aden and the Somali coast, but also all the way to the Seychelles.